And what I wanted to talk to you about is seeking recognition. You know, all their life, or a lot of people's lives, they want to be appreciated. They want to be recognized. And they will do everything within their power to make sure people notice them. And if you bother to look at your life, it's not like, who am I trying to please? Who am I trying to get people to appease me? Who am I trying to get people to stroke me? Because the minute you start thinking about that, the minute you start looking for that, what does it tell you? It tells you have no or low self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. It's not about people in your life who are seeking to pat you on the back. It's about you doing your mission and goal. And your mission and goal is with your family, your work life, and your spiritual life. So many people that I meet are looking to be stroked and approved. And they want to stand out, and they'll tell you things to make themselves look powerful, and they make themselves look like they know it all. And you want to honor me, and not only honor me, but look after me and worship me and appreciate me, because I have to have recognition. And then that tells you something, that they're lost. Not only are they lost, they don't know what direction they're going into. Because the people that are really evolved, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, they don't need to brag, they don't need to get recognition, because they know deep within their souls that they are doing the right thing. And those are the great leaders of people who are not looking for recognition, but do the right thing. So if you look at Margaret Thatcher, then you look at, what was her name, the Prime Minister, Golda Meir, and then there was many others, I'm drawing a blank right now. They were women and men who just were about doing the right thing. You know, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, they were about doing what is best, what they believed was best. And they did it to create a nation or bring about love or joy or happiness. Gandhi did it. There were so many. And they didn't care what other people said because they followed their soul urge. That's a lot different than your ego urge. Remember, the ego is always trying to get recognition, always trying to get approval. And that's the part that causes us to stub our toes, to fall apart, and to create a life of anger, fear, doubt, insecurity. It makes us reincarnate to experience the same thing over and over and over again. So you need to look at yourself in each and every day and saying, am I doing right action? Am I following my path? And I don't need approval from anyone. It's nice to get approval. I like approval. We all like approval. But if you follow what you're doing and believe in what you're doing, and it's not ego-tied, then you don't need any support to show you're doing the right path. Because I will tell you what's going on. When you're doing the right action, when you're following your path, and you're not seeking recognition, every door opens up for you to do whatever you desire to do. What is your mission and goals? And when you're not doing it, that's when you're running into walls, blocks, insecurity, sensitivity, anger, depression, hate, anxiety, and eventually could destroy a person with all their fears and doubts, because whatever you fear the most, you draw into your life, because that's the spiritual lesson, to overcome it. And once you draw something into your life to learn a lesson, how long do you want to learn it? You want to learn it 2 or 3 minutes, well, 30 or 40 seconds, or a lifetime? Because you always have that choice. So stop looking over your shoulder. Stop seeking approval. Stop it. You know, when I was in marketing and sales, I used to tell people I'd get compliments, and sometimes I didn't, but mostly compliments, and I used to say, don't tell me when I'm doing right. Tell me when I'm doing wrong, because I already know what I'm doing right. Because my search, my whole life, is always to learn about spirituality, to grow and to do my mission and goal, even before I thought it was my mission and goal, or knew it was my mission and goal. And I was just driven to do whatever I was supposed to do. And I would just let the doors unfold, and one thing after another after another. And every experience we have empowers us. Every experience we have opens the door to the next experience to do our missions and goals. You know, last week I talked about, are you a servant of your fears or the master of your life? And that was part of your mission and goal, to be able to discern and understand that. And when you're following your mission and goal, you need to listen to others, but at the same time, know in your heart of hearts you're doing the right thing. Sometimes I'm at a gathering, and some people try to be in competition with me to outdo whatever my spiritual path is, and I feel really sorry for them. And then I watch how they fall, people they're talking to fall prey. And I was recently at a gathering, and someone said this and this, and she was telling me all these things about me. And I said, okay, yep, okay. And I was very polite and like, she meant well, but she was just a neophyte. She was just beginning to learn something. And the information she was giving me was totally out in left field. And then later on, I will have a talk with that person and see if I can help them grow if they're open to it. But it was all ego-ridden to get approval, to establish what she is and all her gifts. And truly, if you know what you're doing and you feel good about yourself and you feel confident about yourself and you know what you're doing is right action, then you never have to look over your shoulder. You never have to doubt yourself and never, ever seek approval. Because let's take percentage-wise. 70% of the people will probably approve of you, 65, 70, and 30 to 35% will poo-poo you. Because part of poo-pooing you is their ego. They hate to see you successful. Even though they may be not consciously aware of it, they're very jealous. And others who see you doing something well, and that you're completing your mission and goals, would say, yeah, you really are doing a great job. I appreciate you. It's not that you sought it out. It's that them telling you through the true source, you're doing the right thing. That's what you need to understand. It's coming through the true source to saying, whatever your name is, you're doing a good job. Keep up the good work. So here we are right now at a precipice. Everybody's got thousands of opinions, and everybody thinks it's right, and everybody's criticizing everything that's going on if it doesn't suit their purpose. Instead of looking about yourself and say, well, look at this life path this person's on or that person's on. You know what? They're learning great new lessons. They're learning self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. And then what you say is, true source, if I can help them, let them know that they can call me and contact me, and I'll be able to help them. And if not, then whatever they're to learn, I send them love and honor them. That is so important. You don't have to brag and seek recognition for what you're doing. True Source will make sure you'll know whether you're doing the right thing or not. You'll get the message. But at the same time, you know you are making a difference in someone else's life. And you know whose the difference is? The most important person? It's you. You're making a difference. What is occurring now is there's a major shift of energy coming about. And this major shift of energy that's coming about is some of you and all of you eventually will go to another higher vibrations. And those who are listening to this recording, and also they're listening to what I'm talking about, some of the symptoms are you'll get dizzy, you'll feel nauseous, you'll walk into walls when it's not normal. Also, you'll have diarrhea, you may throw up, you may feel shaky, you'll have aches and pains or headaches. This is a sign that you're going to a new vibration. So the question is, Michael, why would I go through this? It's because your ego is resisting it, because it's losing control. The ego seeks to survive itself, period. It wants to be in control. First it helps you, then it controls and manipulates you. And again, I want to reiterate, how can you tell it's your ego? The answer is simple. The ego has to justify everything it does. So the simple thing is, go buy the new car. The price is right, the color's right, you'll look good, people appreciate you, they admire you, yada, 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 yada. If it's true source inner guidance or your soul, buy the car, period. That's it. There's no explanation. The reason is because your soul, your higher self, your oversoul, knows exactly what you need and knows exactly the right thing for you and will always steer you properly. I always say you go through a pile of manure and end up smelling like a dozen roses. And that's so important for you. So everyone, as I'm concluding, Do not seek recognition. Do not brag about what you do. If they ask you, say it in very simple terms. I'm a healer. I'm an artist. I work with people that are lost. I help heal souls and souls like Tiu does, or relationships like Renee does, and all the other things you do. Just remember that, because you are unlimited. Seek only true inner source guidance.